Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Simon here with another episode of Naruto to watch episode number 19. And, well, I'm really hoping this episode is going to contain some justice because Gato has shown up on the bridge right at the conclusion, it seemed, of the battle between Zabuza and Kakashi. And, yeah, even though he's only been in like 4 or 5 scenes, and even then not for very long, I already have an intense hatred for Gato, and you know, I really want to see someone just take his head off, or if you're into other forms of justice, like jail, I guess maybe, but I don't feel like there's a jail in this island, and he doesn't deserve jail. He deserves to die. So yeah, the fight really reached its pinnacle. As it looked like Kakashi was going to go and kill Zabuza with his lightning blade. Unfortunately, Haku got in the way, and something that's really kind of played on my mind since I watched that episode, and certainly when I watched it back whilst I was editing it, Haku says the moment before he dives in front of the attack, he says, "I'm not ready to die yet." As he's leaping in front of Kakashi to take a fatal blow to save Zabuza, I'm wondering if there's more at play here. I'm wondering if perhaps there has been, either an unseen jutsu, or if Haku had planned for something like this to happen, and what we've seen is a deception. I don't know. It seems a very unusual thing to say moments before knowingly sacrificing yourself. So I'm still not convinced that either Sasuke or Haku are dead. Which really they're the two casualties of this fight so far. I mean, this fight has stretched on for a good while, and it's been really intense. We've seen it again. It's one of those situations where you think, okay, this is the highest that they can take that intensity to, and then they do something to ramp it up to the next level, and just when you think you've seen all of the abilities of someone, they bring out something new. It's really been a roller coaster ride because it's been kind of up and down. We've had fake outs at the end of episodes where we think someone's been killed. We've had moments where we think the heroes are about to win, and each time something happens that changes your expectations, and gets in the way of what you think is going to happen. But now with Gato showing up on the bridge, I get the feeling that with Inari also on his way with his little hand crossbow, I would very much like to see Inari pop one through his head or through his chest, whichever. A kneecap will do. As long as it brings him down and Inari's the one to do it, that would be quite just. So, I can see patterns that they're trying to form here, but again, I could be well off. So we're going to jump in, but before we do, I want to say a big thank you to my Patreon super supporters: Frank Tremel, Karen Abel, Ace, Nick Walters, The Seven Deadly Sins, Damon Smallwood, Michael Y, IrishCal, Richafa, Isabelle Gros-Louis, and Mr. Greg 89. So, without further ado, let us watch another episode of Naruto. Demon in the snow. Oh shit, they showed up on the other side of the bridge.
I don't understand. What is all
They
this?
came in a boat.
Why are you here?
So I've decided to take you off the payroll. Of course, even these thugs I brought with me cost something. So if you could manage to slaughter a few of them before they take you down,
Huh.
I'd appreciate it.
Wow, could you imagine that?
If you can manage that,
Tazuna's safe.
Yeah, he doesn't want to kill him.
Quarrel. Yeah, I suppose you're right.
And suddenly, enemies become allies.
I only wish he was alive to feel it.
Get away!
Oh shit.
Get away from him, you scum!
Stop. Use your head.
I mean, if you want to unseal that fox a little bit,
Be quiet,
You know?
you fool. The loss of his strength and skill, yes, that means something to me. But the boy, nothing.
well, He's still a bastard.
You're an even bigger rat than I thought. While he was sacrificing everything for you, you never felt anything at all for him?
But I will do anything to see that his dream is fulfilled. Even become Shinobi if I must.
Yeah.
If I become stronger, does that mean I'll become as cold-hearted as you are?
Oh dear.
He threw his life away.
I was happy.
And you just toss him aside like he was nothing.
This could just be a really good mask.
Man, that's so wrong.
I mean, look at how he's slumped. He could just be a very good liar. Yeah. He did actually mean something to him.
Your words cut deep,
Oh God.
deeper than any blade.
Oh no.
Curse him, I feel them too.
Yeah.
Something else. I feel content that this is the way it ends.
Oh. Okay.
Well, cat got your tongue.
Oh, he caught it in his mouth. Yeah, he hasn't got his arms. Yes, go Zabuza. Oh man, there's something so disconcerting watching him run around with his flailing arms. It reminds me of the Titans in Attack on Titan. I don't think he's going to make it. Fear him now. He did, he got him! Yes! Holy shit.
We wouldn't be welcome where Haku's gone.
He's still...
Hell's where we're going.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yes. He's doing all this with a million swords in his back. I will not miss Gato.
last. Not once did I ever thank you, Haku.
Hmm.
Forgive me for that.
In the end, I'm not saying he was a good guy, but he had some kind of humanity.
Where am I? Am I alive?
Oh, Sasuke.
Sakura? Can it be?
Yeah, you're alive.
It is. Sakura. It's hard to breathe with you on top of me.
Holy hell. I knew he was going to be alive. Didn't you check for a pulse first?
Naruto! Over here! Look, it's Sasuke! He's alright! He's alright!
I wouldn't say he's alright. I mean, he's basically a human pincushion right now. Oh, was that an Ari? No way. He's the cavalry. He did it.
You'll have to go through all of us.
I might have just enough chakra left to help you out.
Shadow clone jutsu.
Just enough, and he's got like 100 clones. God damn. Why do I feel so bad for them? Like, obviously I know why I feel bad for Haku, but why do I feel bad for Zabuza? He's a bastard. Even if he did show some shred of humanity in the end.
I wish I could go to where you have gone. Oh, I wish I could join you there. Haku.
I was not expecting to get this emotional when I started watching this show.
Is that why we go through all this training? Just to end up like them?
What the reason for that?
Well, to be fair, you all had a noble mission. You were protecting,
Question without an answer.
you know, the bridge builder.
Something we ninja have to deal with every day of our lives.
Okay. I've just come to a decision. From now on, I'm finding my own ninja way. A way that's straight and true and without any regrets.
Okay.
From now on, I'm following the way of Naruto.
The way of Naruto. He's not just going to be a hired bodyguard. And hey, the village can now thrive.
Finish the bridge without you.
Of course. You know it,
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with that. Go for it.
Oh.
Says I want to cry. Anyway, if there's nothing wrong with it, then why don't you go on and cry?
No, you first.
Stop it. You're going to make me cry. Oh, God, wipe your noses.
Forget it.
Say, speaking of the bridge, now that it's finished, shouldn't we name it? Yes, of course. And I know just the name.
Oh, the Naruto way, or
What? We'll call it
the Naruto way.
Great Naruto Bridge.
You should have called it the Naruto way.
Very good name.
That would have been a great name.
As soon as we get back, I'm gonna let Iruka Sensei
But also,
do the whole mess of ramen.
he's now got a
Celebrate a mission accomplished.
bridge named after him. He's
Wait till I tell Konohama
gonna be so egotistical.
the kid's gonna worship me.
More egotistical.
Yeah?
Not you, Naruto.
Oh boy, I wasn't expecting to get so emotional when I started watching this show. That was a heavy episode. You know, I for some reason I thought no, it's going to be like it is so many times before in so many other shows. You know, and it is my mistake for thinking that Naruto is a show for kids. That was my misconception coming into this. So I was sitting there thinking, oh, it's okay. They'll come back. And then when Sasuke came back, I was like, yeah, they'll come back. They'll fight through this. It's okay. They're not dead. And then before you know it, they're buried in the ground. It really is quite tragic, the story of particularly Haku, but also Zabuza in a way. I'm glad that by the end he showed some kind of humanity towards Haku. And, you know, again, I feel like he just had a very, very good mask. He was a very good liar. And he was trying to prevent himself from feeling everything that he ended up feeling because that's the only thing he's ever known. And, you know, it was very symbolic of him ripping off his face covering. That was him ripping off, you know, the thing that had kept his emotions in bay for so long, and he started to allow himself to feel. You know, and that was all, again, down to Naruto. And, you know, him bringing that to the surface. You know, Naruto, for all of his failings, he's brutally honest. And, you know, he knows how to get a rise from people. And he's actually, considering his age and his experience, he's actually quite wise, you know? And he's now got a bridge named after him. They should have still called it the Naruto Way. I know it's not a conventional bridge name, but, you know, it would have been a really funny way to tie in the fact that he was going on about, you know, from now on I'm going to follow my own path, you know, like the path of Naruto, the way of Naruto. That would have been quite funny. But, you know, the great Naruto bridge, you know, and I think by the end they were kind of being very kind of forward and sort of breaking the fourth wall about how, who knows, maybe one day this will be a famous bridge. The name of Naruto will be known all around the world. You know, it's like, yeah, it is. It's probably going to be known all around the world, you know. This show goes on for a lot of episodes, and it's got a sequel, so I think Naruto is probably going to be a well-known name. But it was a beautiful episode. It was beautiful in the way that, you know, these two characters who we've met over the last 9-10 episodes, and originally were built up as being, you know, the bad guys, and Zabuza especially, who, you know, came across as someone who didn't have very many redeeming qualities, if any. actually in the end comes across as someone slightly relatable, you know, in a way that he knows what he's doing. I don't necessarily think he's fully evil. I think he understood what he was doing. He understood the gravitas of his actions, you know, and the fact that he knew that, you know, if this was a world where there was a heaven and a hell, he would likely be going to hell. You know, it shows you he is conscionable of the fact that he's done some shitty things, and Haku, though he's probably done some bad things, he did them for good reasons. You know, he did them out of his own sense of sacrifice. And I'd like to think that in the end, Zabuza did enough good to merit some kind of redemption. But you never know. I don't know exactly how much bad he's done in his life. But I mean, in the end, at least he showed he had a bit of a soul, you know, and everybody kind of got a good outcome other than Haku and Zabuza. But you know, the village is now able to trade. Gato is dead. What a fool Gato was for showing up on the bridge. If he had just stayed in his palace, he'd probably still be alive right now. He'd probably still be in control. But, you know, he probably was an egotist, and he was like, nope, I'm going to go to the bridge, I'm going to cut Zabuza loose, and, you know, everything will be mine again, you know. But in the end, he just ended up biting the bullet. But I did think it was going to be an Ari showing up with his crossbow. I thought we were going to see him get, like, a killing shot from out of nowhere. But still, it was pretty cool the way he showed up with the cavalry, and the fact that this little kid convinced the whole village to, you know, overcome their fear and, you know, march out into what could probably have been their deaths. That's a pretty cool thing for, you know, a young kid to be able to do, you know. So I hope we see an Ari again, and I hope we see that village again, and I hope when we do see them, they are thriving, you know, that they are prosperous, that the poverty is gone. I think that would be a really nice way of showing that, you know, Naruto, as he was mentioning there, he isn't just a tool. He's done something good. You know, the shinobi have come into this village, helped protect the bridge builder, gotten rid of the tyrant, and they've massively, massively helped the whole island, you know, to rise above the squalid conditions it was in. You know, I think that's a nice story to go on. And for Naruto to say, this is the Naruto way, this is the path of Naruto, this is what you do good things for good people. And you don't do it for money, you don't do it because you're hired out to do it. You know, you do it because it's the right thing to do. And that'd be a really good way to sort of go back and reflect on that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. That could possibly have been my favourite episode so far. You know, and that's sort of, even before I even think about the fact that Zabuza took out a load of men with just his mouth. You know, just a knife in his mouth. That, you know, that takes true skill. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Let me know in the comments. If you really did, share the video. And yeah, I will see you for the next episode.